All right, starting UFC Fight Night OKC. Not a great start to the night. We got a lot of newcomers to the UFC. Starting off with Anna Melisano versus Dion Barbosa, who is a pretty big favorite. She is currently minus 590, fighting someone in their first UFC fight. This is a stay away from me for sure, but do you have anything on this one, KJ?
I think this whole card is going to be packed with a lot. Like the favorites, unfortunately, I do like. I don't really see a ton of upsets that I really want to get on back of, but I think it's a big parlay night, right? So I do like Barbosa. Do I like her minus 590? No, but I like her enough to throw her in a couple two, three leg parlays for sure. I think she's decent.
Okay, well that's
But
more
I
than I.
also don't know the girl she's fighting at all. So I can't go off of a ton right there.
Yeah, and that was my stance. It's women's MMA. I don't know anything about the girl she's fighting. Just that big of a favorite. I'm just gonna stay away. Probably tune in to this one about 5:30 and catch the second fight and just see who wins this one. But we'll see. I'll actually probably end up just fucking finding a bet just to throw in
Oh,
since it's the first one of the night.
we know you will.
Yeah. Second fight of the night's pretty. It should be an interesting one. It's a couple of big boys, some heavyweights. It's the rough and rowdy alum R.J. Harris coming in at 5-0. No fights in the UFC, but he has four finishes in his five wins. He is fighting Alvin Hines, who only has one UFC win or a fight and a loss, but should be a quick fight. I would imagine with these two.
So this is another one where you're right. I don't know enough about them. I'm gonna put a bet on this fight not seeing more than 7.5 minutes of action. I think that even with that, I'm probably going to be looking at probably 2 to 1, odds, meaning minus 200. But I'm pretty confident, like you said. Like I don't know a ton about these guys. I mean, rough and rowdy alum is a crazy thing to have in your resume. But God bless. Yeah, I just hope someone goes to sleep quick.
The under 1.5 is currently plus 122.
Wow, that
Yeah,
is surprising.
yeah. I think they're both somewhat durable, but I think this is a step up in competition for both of them. So I don't hate that under. Is that how you're going to play it? The under 1.5.
Yeah, I did not think I was going to get odds like that. I mean, that is kind of like why I won't look at it, because I don't want to be biased or feel like I'm missing something. But I'm pretty surprised that's plus 122. I think those pretty good odds.
Yeah, I agree. I'm not going to give that as an official pick just because I don't know jack shit about these guys. Honestly, I did watch Hines one fight in the UFC, but RJ Harris is a complete mystery to me. I tried to find these rough and rowdy fights, I couldn't. So let's move on to the next fight of the night, which is we got Alden Correa versus Stuart Nickel. Correa is minus 1,200. Nickel plus 650. He's 0-3. Nickel's 0-3 in the UFC. It seems like they might be feeding him to a bigger, better fighter right here. I don't really know if there's a great way to play it. A minus 1,200 favor is always tough. I think he's still plus, or he's still minus quite a bit to finish inside the distance. But you have anything to add on this?
Hoping you were going to take this one because you're right. I mean, odds like that are just tough, and odds like that with me still not know. Like I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I know a ton about any of these guys in the prelims. To be honest with you, so when I see odds like that and just not having a ton of knowledge or whatever to go off of, it's tricky. I mean, will I be on it? Yeah. If you're that big of a favorite, typically, again, kind of like the last fight, I'm going to like the fight to if you're minus 1,200, you should be able to get the guy out of there quick. So that's probably another one where I'll go under a round and a half because you should be pretty dominant if you're minus 1,200.
I agree. I'm looking. By knockout, he's plus 145. So I think I'll give that as my official pick. I agree with you. With that big of a favorite, I think he should be able to find a finish, hopefully early, if you're going for the under 1.5, which currently the under is also plus money. Under 1.5 is plus 134. So
Wow.
we find if we find some finishes early, you will have a decent start to the night.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're going to give me both of those at plus money, like one of them hits, then you're walking out, in the green. I think they both could, but yeah, like minus 1,200. Come on, finish the guy quick. Brother, are pretty good at editing this stuff.
Hey, Penny, come here. You need to go outside? Come here. Come on. The next fight of the night is one that a lot of the UFC hardos are excited for. We got Ezra Elliott versus Damian Anderson. Neither one has a UFC fight, but two prospects that people are pretty excited about. I think they both come from pretty good teams. Currently, the odds are Damian Harris minus 140, Ezra Elliott plus 114. So pretty even matchup overall. I don't know a goddamn thing about either one of these guys, but I'll take the underdog at plus 114 just for fun. It'll be a small bet for me, but I don't know. Go Elliott. That's my breakdown.
I kind of like where you're at on this one. I mean, with two guys that, like you said, from great camps, um, I don't know a ton about either. That's one of those ones where I think that the line being so close, you can't really go wrong. I like leaning on the underdog right there. I mean, what was he, plus 115? It's nothing crazy, but
He's at MMA Lab with O'Malley and Batista, so good competition around him. I forget where Anderson
there's,
is under. I
there's
want to say
another kid from that gym on this card who I really like.
okay. That kind of gives a hint of where you're going in that one, but I will be on the same side as that. I
Yeah.
think my one of my only losses of the week was betting against MMA Lab, and I'm trying to learn from my mistakes, which I have had trouble doing in the past.
Yeah, no, I'm a big fan of our opening
But this is
fighter.
one where it's like if everyone's excited, two good prospects at 145. It's a late notice fight. I believe it just got added like 2 days ago. So should be a fun one to maybe learn a little bit about two future prospects that people are excited about. Okay, and then I mean, a very prospect heavy start to the card because we got another fight here with Felipe Franco fighting Levi Rodriguez Jr., which is a pretty close fight. Rodriguez Jr. is minus 185 right now, Franco plus 140. It's hard to judge. They both have a contender series fight. And then Franco has one fight at heavyweight where he lost to Pinto. So this is down at 205. Tough one to judge overall. But I actually found a play that I am on this one. Rodriguez is a striker, and that is pretty well known. Franco has 4 submissions in his 10 wins, and he's currently plus 550 by submission. And I think his best path to victory here is going to be to try to take Rodriguez down and wrestle and try to submit him. And he's unproven there. So at plus 550, that's going to be my official pick for this one.
That interesting. Um, I'm probably on the other side on this one. I'm not like I don't know a ton about either of these guys either, right? But from the little bit I have seen, I'm just not a big Franco believer. So with the line being kind of even, I'm probably just lean on the other side. Do I like it by knockout submission? I don't know. With the bigger boys, I'd like to lean on a knockout. I think that'd be more exciting. But yeah, it's not like I can't see Franco winning this one by submission. But I'm gonna go the other way and hope he gets knocked out.
Okay, so are you just taking Rodriguez minus 184 or by KO?
No, so I'm gonna take Rodriguez by knockout just to try to spice that up a little bit. That would
Okay.
definitely be like a 1 unit play. I'm not super confident in it, but that's where I'm leaning.
Okay, let me look up what that is right now. Rodriguez by knockout. Wow, that's minus 115.
Yeah.
So
So
that he came down a little bit. He's minus 162, but all right. So Rodriguez by knockout at minus 115. That is clearly what Vegas thinks. So
I
I'm on the
yeah.
other side of that, but
You're on the other side, and I mean, I guess that way better value on your side because I did not expect him to almost be the same line for him by knockout as for him to win.
yeah, and that just shows that they think he's the far better striker. So that almost makes me like my read more because I do
Yeah.
think Franco has the ability to take people down. He was one of those prospects people loved. He came through the contenders or Dana White's contender series and he lost. I know people were very disappointed and he lost his first UFC fight. So I think he's kind of at the point where you gotta eventually win or you're not going to make it in this sport. He's only 25 though, so he kind of gassed out in the contender series. I'm hoping he just has made a bunch of improvements, and we look back and this is a crazy line, but I don't know. Minus
I
115
mean,
might be the smart side.
he's clearly, well, probably not the better striker. So I think your path to victory is probably like really like his way to win. So if you can get it at plus 550, that's pretty solid. I might like a little sprinkle on that too.
All right. Well, that takes us to the next fight of the night, which I am excited for this one. It is two names where I cannot say either one of them, but it is a good matchup. It's Sokyan Ko versus Jean Paul Lebosani. I believe Yeboznani. There's an N in there. The N in the Yeboznani screws me up, but this is kind of a grappler with Ko and more of a striker with JPL, but they
I
both have
like
the
that.
ability to do the opposite as well. It's like Ko's not a bad striker, even though he's a grappler, and JPL has some jiu-jitsu and some grappling. So I'm actually interested in this fight. I made a pick in this fight just because I got to do something. I think this is closer to a pick 'em than what the odds are showing. So I am on Lebozani plus 180 just to win it. What do you got in this matchup between the
I'm
two
with
guys I can't
you.
pronounce? Okay.
I'm with you. So yeah, I think he's tough. I think he's durable. I'll be honest, this is probably get me canceled, but I think that sometimes some of these Asian fighters, like they don't come from the greatest of camps. So I just don't think that the hype is always that real for me. Tough guy, you know, e- somewhat exciting, but JPL, that's my guy in this one. And I get him at plus money. I love that. Would you say he's plus 180?
Plus 180. Yeah, plus 180.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to choose a way to victory. I don't know that like likely this will probably see some scorecards. But yeah, I'm with you. We got
Yeah,
the Brazilian and South Korea, right?
I believe so. Or no, he's from America.
Oh, he
And
is.
yeah, and then South Korea. Yes, I believe Ko goes by the Korean Tyson is his nickname, but I don't think he really has earned that. I think that is.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Okay.
I wanted to go by sub in this one, but I just couldn't end up pulling the trigger. I'll let you lead us off on this one. We got Austin Bauchi taking on Jose Miguel Delgado.
Not going off of a ton. I did go back. Maybe I didn't do my due diligence on this one, but I watched more of the Bashi's fights. He's pretty good. What is he, 14-1?
Yes, he's currently 14-1.
Yeah, I didn't look at the odds. Like I said, I want them to skew where I was leaning on this one. The Mexican kid, like I didn't watch a ton of his. I don't know how many UFC fights he has, but I am um, pretty confident that Bashi is his name, right? Yeah, I like him in this one. I watched a couple of his fights last night.
Okay, well, he is currently minus 105. Delgado is minus 120. So a small underdog. You're not getting him at a plus money. But I'm on the same side as you. This is one where I took him by sub at plus 600. I think Delgado is clearly the better striker. And if this stays on the feet, I think Bauchi can be in some real trouble. He's the smaller guy. I don't think he's as good a striker. But I've watched Delgado's previous fights. He is not very easy to take down, but people take him down. And I think if he's taken down this fight, he has a good chance to get his back taken and get choked out. So that's what I'm hoping for. At plus 600, I thought that was very good odds. It wouldn't shock me if Delgado catches him and knocks him out. I don't think no, he has not been knocked out because I watched his only loss. He lost to Christian Rodriguez, and I rewatched that. That was a super super close fight. The first round really I thought could have gone either way, and So he stopped him and what's the Mexican wrestler, the up and comer
Rosas.
Yeah, Rosa. So he stopped two of the biggest up and coming prospects from the grappling world, and two fights, and not I don't think it was in a row, but 2 of 3 fights. So it's not a bad loss he had. It was a close loss. So I'm with you on this one. I'm on Austin Bashi to get the win.
Let's go. And now, finally, some names that I am more familiar with.
Yes. The lead off the card, I have a feeling I know where you're going with this one. We got Tommy McMillan taking on Alberto Montez. This is a really fun matchup. I'm going to let you lead us off and tell us where you're at on this one.
You know where I'm at. I love McMillan. I think he's super exciting. I think he's young. I think he's a fresh new face to see. You know, he's with the O'Malley camp. This kid's coming in super confident. I like him to get it done. I he's a tricky one too because I think he's pretty well rounded. So I don't know if I want to go knockout or submission. So I'll just say that him inside the distance. I'm hoping I'm getting something at least close to plus money. But yeah, no knock to his opponent, but I don't even care who he is. It would have to be a really big name for me to go against McMillan. I think he's gonna be very exciting. I think he'll be around for a while.
I said, all right, just inside the distance for McMillan. I'm looking at what those odds currently are. He is currently even money to win. So he's minus 158 overall, and he's even money to win inside the distance.
I'll take it.
Yeah, I guess you get even money instead of giving the juice. Not terrible. I ended up being on McMillan by KO at plus 290. I just think he's so aggressive. I think that at some point there's a chance he gets caught. I don't think it's going to be Montez. I think he has decent grappling. I think he has his last 4 wins are by sub, I believe. So I think the path for McMillan is a knockout. I wanted to go early and really juice the odds because he just comes out so fucking hot and just fires. But I just ended up taking him straight by knockout at plus 290. I thought those were decent odds.
Yeah, no, I like it. Like you said, He is. He's gonna get caught, like you said, eventually, and it'll be good for him. He's young, but you're right. I don't think it's gonna be tomorrow night.
I hope not. We're kind of pretty aligned on this overall, which is a little scary, but we were pretty aligned last week, and we had an unbelievable week. So
Yeah.
let's hope we can keep that going. The next fight of the night is not a very close one on the odds. It is Fatina Klein, who's minus 460, taking on Tabitha Ricci at plus 320. Man, this is one I do like Klein overall. Minus 460, I think she's just kind of a tough way to bet. So I ended up just looking. I was definitely going to be on Klein. I'm not a Tabitha Ricci fan. And Klein inside the distance was plus 310. I'll take it. It's women's MMA. Am I super confident in a finish? No. But I do like her. I think she's a pretty good prospect. So I took it. That's all I really got in it.
Yeah, I mean, Tabitha Ricci has been around for a while. She's a little bit older, I want to say. Klein, the younger fighter, coming in pretty hot. Women's MMA, like most recently, like I'm not trying to knock it. I mean, these girls both probably kick my ass, but they've women's and it's just been boring as hell lately, right? I don't see this fight being any different, unfortunately. I think there'll be a lot of dancing around, probably a little up and close wrestling on the ground a little bit, but I do think Klein will win. I kind of like this fight to be parlayed with the opening fight of the night, which I think is like similar odds. That's the other one that's like minus 500. You put two or three of these legs together, you can get yourself to plus money. Am I going to hammer them? No, but I do think Klein will win. I'm if I stay awake for the whole thing, great. That'll be a win in itself. But yeah, I think Klein will win. I don't expect fireworks. I'd love to say it's going to be a finish, but I don't think it will be.
No, that's a bet where I've placed all these bets I've said already, and when I was placing that, I hated it, but I couldn't. I wasn't going to do a almost minus five. She was almost minus 500 when I was looking at it.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to do that, especially like you said, she doesn't have as much experience. She's only 3-1 in the UFC. Her loss is to, I believe,
Yeah, Jasmine, Jazz Fedicious,
Yeah,
whatever. She's good.
yeah. So not a bad loss, and that was her UFC opener too. So not terrible. She has two finishes of her three wins. Angela Hill, she was not able to finish, but she dominated her. And Angela Hill's looked actually pretty decent since then. Just got a win a few weeks ago.
Yeah, she just got a win. She just turned 55.
Yeah. And speaking
I'm
of,
just kidding.
yeah, I mean, she really is like 42 though, isn't she?
Yeah, she is.
I mean,
San Diego girl.
which little preview for my picks. I like betting against old people. I really do. But someone that needs a win in his fight, this next fight, actually two guys that really need a win in their next fight. We got Chase Hooper and Mitch Ramirez. Another pretty big favorite with Hooper, but maybe a possible parlay piece for you. I don't know how you're feeling on Hooper coming off two straight KOs.
Yeah, I mean, you know this. We've been watching this kid since he, was like 18 or whatever on Contender Series. Yeah, always been a big fan. These are good kid. You know, watching him grow up. But I do think that he'll get the win here. I think he's going to get back into locking in one of those really cool submissions. His ground game is great. He's shown to be pretty tough. Like his striking's definitely gotten better. But yeah, I mean, coming off a couple tough losses, I think that they want him to win. So I think they're kind of feeding Mitch Ramirez to him. I don't see Mitch Ramirez being in the UFC much longer. This might be kind of like a see you later fight. But yeah, I like Hooper for sure. I'll probably use him in a couple parlays, but I'm also gonna probably take him by submission.
Okay, I'm right there with you. I think he gets the sub. I wanted to bet the sub. The only reason I didn't is I could see him just getting him in a very bad position and flattening him out and just dropping elbows. He does have a couple knockouts in his career, so I just took him in round one and two. I got it at plus 105, so just over even money. I think Hooper should be able to find this finish quickly. He did miss weight today, which is a little concerning, but maybe he just gave up the 20% and said I'd rather get the win and not have 20% of my pay, because if I lose this one, there might not be 20% of anything coming forward. Even though they wouldn't cut Hooper because they do like him, but man, 3 straight losses is not what the UFC would want for him.
No, I agree. I'm surprised. I didn't know that he missed weight today. He's usually pretty good about that. So I don't know. Maybe he's getting older and needs to move up.
Well, I mean, he's already moved up because he was at 145, right? He is big, but he's now at This is at 155, I believe, right? Yeah, so he came in at 157.
Yeah, he's not a 70 guy, not yet.
No. But to an old man, we are to the co-main of the night, and we got 42-year-old Jared Cannonier fighting the pride of England, Christian Leroy Duncan. Decent matchup overall. Odds are pretty wide, but Cannonier has shown he can fight with anyone. I'm not super excited for this fight, but I do have a bet I like. I guess I'll just go ahead and start. I like the younger fighters. I think 42, especially at the 185 division, is so old. Cannonier is a great fighter, but I think Duncan has to get this one done by KO. That's plus 270. I don't know if you've noticed the theme. I am on all the favorites on the main card. I've picked a finish for all of them. I do think this is a pretty, not the best matchups overall. There's some interesting fights, but I do think the favorites will find a way to win in all these. So I'm just trying to pick the way how one of them will probably get upset, but I think Christian Leroy Duncan will be able to get it done by KO.
I agree. Cannonier is tricky. So I like where you're at. Am I super confident in Duncan? Not really. Do I think I'll go exactly where you are? Yes. Um, but yeah, Cannonier, 42 years old. This fight's at 185, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we've seen him at 205. We've seen him all the way up at heavyweight. Like, so I am impressed that he's able to stay in this good a shape in his old age. Guy's like 3 years older than me. But yeah, I think you got to go with the young guy in this one. It kind of foreshadows how I feel in the last fight of the night too, because yeah, unless you're really showing me something like Cannonier's kind of lost, I think, a little bit of his edge. He's not fighting as regularly as he once was. Eventually, Father Time catches up with you. I'm going to go Duncan, too. And I like him to finish the fight as well, because why not? I don't want to see a fucking snooze fest in the co-main event.
So by knockout or by just inside the distance?
I'm just going to go inside the distance. I don't see him catching a submission against Cannonier. And this, I would love to like disagree with you at some point and like not be all on the same side. But yeah, these are just one of those cards where that's why I wasn't super excited, because I am on all the favorites too, pretty much.
I mean, I try hard to be on the underdogs, and I do better betting on them. It just, I couldn't find really any I liked. It's just it's tough.
No.
But that leads us to the main event. I'll let you break down this to start. We got Dricus du Plessis versus Kamaru Usman. This is at 185, so I think this is only Usman's second fight up here, but you kind of hinted that you will be on Dricus, so let's break that down.
So that's definitely where I'm at. I mean, again, we have Father Time catching up with Usman, and he also was fighting at 170. Now he's up at 185, which is tough. And we've seen some tough fights with like Hamza for both of them. Tough matchup for sure. I can't really fault you for getting dominated by Hamzat, unless you're my boy Sean Strickland. Yeah, I think Usman's time's just done. Do I think that Rodriguez is like great? I really don't. But I think that he is good enough. I think that his cardio is going to be able to keep up, even if it does go 5 rounds. I hope it doesn't. But in my opinion, I think Rodriguez actually might get it done quick. I could see him going in there and getting like a TKO. Usman's had one of the best careers in the UFC for sure, but you're done, dude. You're too old. You're too small, I think, for that division. Time's passed.
Well, this is not very interesting because my pick was Dricus Duplessis to get the finish in round one through three by KO. So I'm exactly in line with you. That's plus 360. We're either gonna have a very good night as a podcast or a very bad night because we're pretty much on all the same shit.
Yeah. Wow, that's tricky. I mean, we didn't talk a ton about these fights coming into the weekend.
Yeah. So what's your official pick for the main event?
For the main event, yeah, I mean that's what I like too. I like Rodriguez by TKO.
Okay, in the first, just overall, or just Dricus by TKO
Yeah,
is
I'm not gonna pick a round. I think it'll happen in the first three for sure, but I'll just say by TKO just in case it goes later.
okay. Dricus by TKO is plus 230, so pretty good odds. I don't get a whole lot of juice by the first 3 rounds, but I just figured if he's going to do it, he's going to do it in the first 3 rounds.
Yeah.
I actually think that the later the fight goes, the better Usman's chances get. But I am with you. I think he's just a little lost. He's 39. He struggled to really even wrestle against Leon Edwards. So I think wrestling against Dricus is not going to go very well. So boring. We're not in any disagreement really, but let's see if we can get hot and do another big night.
I think so. Yeah, this is a tricky one because this is one of those ones where like if you're on all the favorites, you lose one or two and you basically aren't gonna make money. But I think we'll be okay.
All right, man. We'll have fun up at the lake.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll be talking during the fights.
Absolutely.
All right.
All right, bud.
Later,
I'll
man.
talk to you.